you without the masks? Why do you wake up in the morning? Out of habit? Out of necessity? Or because you feel that this day brings you closer to something greater?
When was the last time you seriously asked yourself this question? From early childhood, we are taught to conform. Parents, school, society, they shape us according to a preset template. We get used to wearing masks: the good child, the diligent student, the responsible worker. But where are you among these masks? Who are you if you strip away all social roles? Most people spend their lives trying to meet the expectations of others. You may spend years striving for something you don't actually need, simply because someone once told you it was the right thing to do. But here's the question: do you feel like you are truly living your own life? A man becomes what he thinks about. Marcus Aurelius. Let's imagine a situation. You choose a profession not because it excites you, but because it is prestigious. You stay in a relationship that no longer brings you joy because it's the right thing to do. You go to a job you hate because you are afraid of change. How many people around you live exactly like this? How many such stories do you know? What are the chances that one of them is yours? We often don't realize that we are living in a cage. But this cage is not made of metal bars. It is made of fear, external expectations, and social norms. It seems normal, inevitable. But if you constantly feel irritation, apathy, or exhaustion, these are signals. This is the voice of your true self trying to break through the walls of the familiar. How do you know you're living the wrong life? You feel that you need to change something, but you are afraid. You often catch yourself thinking, what if everything could have been different? You experience constant anxiety or emptiness. You make decisions based on fear rather than desire. If you recognize yourself in these points, congratulations. This is the first step. You have realized that you are wearing a mask. Now the decision is yours. Will you continue wearing it? Being yourself is a challenge. It means disappointing someone, not meeting expectations, disrupting the usual order. But is life really worth living just to conform? Your fear of change is not you. It is the voice of external beliefs that have taken root in you since childhood. Parents, teachers, society, they shaped you, but now it's time to ask yourself the most important question. Who are you without all of this? Many great people have gone through an identity crisis. Buddha was a prince, but abandoned his palace to seek the truth. Steve Jobs dropped out of college because he felt it wasn't his path. What do they have in common? The courage to listen to themselves. Ask yourself questions. What makes you happy? What moments in life do you recall with excitement? What would you do if money didn't matter? Analyze your day. When do you feel inspired, and when do you feel drained? Try new things. Often, we don't know who we are because we've never stepped beyond the familiar. You can continue wearing masks, playing roles, conforming. It's safe. It's familiar. Or you can try taking them off, looking in the mirror and seeing your true self. The choice is always yours. Have you ever felt like you're suffocating in your own life? That the world seems trapped in the grip of routine, expectations, and obligations pressing down on your chest? This is not just a moment of weakness. It's a sign that you're at a crossroads, and the only way out is to face the harsh truths you've perhaps been afraid to acknowledge. From childhood, we are given ready-made answers: who to be, how to live, what to strive for. Parents, teachers, society, they build a path that seems like the only right one. But here's the truth: no one but you can tell you who you are and what your life's purpose is. Look around. How many people are walking paths they didn't choose? How many doctors became doctors not because they love medicine, but because their parents wanted it? How many office workers hate their jobs but continue out of fear of change? Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks, wasn't born wealthy. His family lived in poverty, and he saw how hard life was for his parents. Society dictated one thing: find a stable job, don't take risks. But he chose his own path, took a chance, and built a global coffee empire. He didn't let others' expectations define his destiny. And you? Are you living the way you want? Or are you following a path someone else chose for you? The search for meaning is not a straight line. It's chaos. You will doubt, change course, make mistakes. And that's okay. People fear uncertainty. They want to know for sure. If I choose this path, will it lead me to happiness? But life doesn't work that way. You will never know until you try. Many geniuses we know today went through periods of being lost. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV news job because she wasn't fit for television. Van Gogh sold only one painting in his lifetime, but they kept going despite their doubts. If you feel lost right now, congratulations. It means you are in the process of searching. The key is not to stop. The comfort zone is a trap. It's warm, cozy, safe, and deadly. Why? Because if you're too comfortable, you're not growing. Great ideas, breakthroughs, and discoveries are born on the edge, where it's scary, unknown, and difficult. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter in cafes because she couldn't afford heating at home. If she had stayed in her comfort zone and continued working in an office, her books would never have seen the light of day. Ask yourself, where are you stuck? Maybe it's a job that doesn't bring joy, or a relationship that has long outlived itself. If you want to grow, you'll have to break free from this cage. The moment you start changing your life, the world will resist. People don't like when someone goes against the system. You'll hear, "You've lost your mind. Why take the risk? You won't make it." And you know what? That's normal. Their words are just reflections of their own fears. Don't fear judgment. People will always talk. The only thing that matters is what you tell yourself. Learn to listen to yourself. The world will try to knock you off course, but your inner voice matters more. Accept chaos as part of the journey. If you don't know where you're going, it doesn't mean you're lost. Step out of your comfort zone. Where fear exists, growth begins. Ignore skeptics. People who fear change themselves will try to stop you. Now you know. You know that no one will tell you who you are. That you will feel lost, make mistakes, fall. That comfort is your enemy, and the fear of change is an illusion. Which path will you choose? Have you ever felt that your life is an endless stream of other people's voices? Parents' advice, friends' expectations, societal pressure. Amid all this chaos, your own voice becomes quieter. Or maybe you've silenced it for so long that you no longer remember what it sounds like. But here's the truth. Your inner voice is the only one truly worth listening to. It is your guide, your true compass. It knows what you really want. The problem is, it often gets lost in the noise of other people's opinions and fears. You weren't born uncertain about what you want. As a child, you knew exactly what fascinated you, what inspired you, what made your heart race. But then the world came with its rules. The world taught you to doubt yourself. School said, "This is what's important to know, and this is nonsense." Parents said, "This is the right profession, and this one is not." Society said, "This is success, and this is failure." And now, as an adult, you still live by someone else's rules out of habit. You move through life following external expectations, not realizing how the light within you slowly dims. You might say, "But I do know what I want." Fine. Now ask yourself these questions. Are these your dreams, or what you've been conditioned to want? Do you do things because you want to or because you feel you should? Do you live in anticipation of weekends, vacations, or better times? Do you often feel empty even when everything seems as it should be? If these questions struck a chord, it means you haven't heard your true voice in a long time. And maybe it's time to find it again. The world is too loud. Social media, news, conversations, all of it clutters your mind. When you're constantly in an information flow, you can't hear yourself. What to do? Turn off your phone for a few hours each day. Try going a day without social media. Take a walk without music or podcasts. Just listen to yourself. Try meditation or simply sit in silence. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. That's normal. It means you haven't been alone with yourself in a while. What did you love doing as a child? Without thinking about money, success, or what's right? Maybe you love drawing, but were told, you can't make money from that. Maybe you dreamed of traveling, but were made to believe, you have to be responsible. Maybe you wanted to write books, but always heard, be realistic. The real you is who you were before the world told you who to be. Your mind can lie, but your body never does. It always knows what's right for you. If thinking about something makes your eyes light up, that's your path. If it makes your chest tighten with anxiety, it's not yours. Train yourself to listen to these signals. If your job or relationships bring constant tension, it's not a coincidence. It's a sign you've been ignoring. One of the most powerful ways to hear yourself is to write a letter from you to you. Don't overthink it, just write. Start with, "I'm tired of," or "I want to." Let yourself be honest. You might be surprised by what appears on the page. Don't expect an immediate answer. Sometimes, to hear yourself, you need to try many things. Give yourself permission to experiment. Take a course, start a project, travel somewhere unfamiliar. Life isn't about finding the one right path, but about creating your own. People around you will be surprised. Some will try to pull you back. Because the moment you start living by your own rules, you become inconvenient for those who live by others. But do you know what will happen? You'll feel relief. as if you've been carrying a heavy load your entire life and finally set it down. You'll start living, not just existing. You'll wake up with a sense of purpose. You'll stop seeking approval, because you've found yourself. Now you know what to do. Cut out the noise. Remember what makes you feel alive. Listen to your body. Allow yourself to try. The world will always try to silence your voice. The question is, will you let it? You are afraid. Admit it. Afraid to take a step aside, because the world will judge you. Afraid to try, because you might fail. Afraid to lose what's familiar, even if it makes you unhappy. But here's the truth. Fear is not your enemy. It's your guide. It shows you where you need to go. When you stand before a choice, to stay in the safe and familiar, or to step into the unknown, you choose fear. Because growth always lies where fear resides. Fear is an ancient survival mechanism. Our brain is designed to protect us from the unknown. In primitive times, the unknown could mean death. Today, the unknown is just a new job, a move, or choosing a dream over stability. But the brain still perceives it as a threat. Here's why. We fear judgment. What will people say? We fear failure. What if I don't succeed? We fear loss. What if I make a mistake and things get worse? But if everyone gave in to these fears, there would be no great discoveries or successful people. The difference between those who stay in place and those who achieve their goals is the ability to move toward fear. You can't grow without pain. Pain is not punishment. It's a sign that you are stepping beyond your old self. When you build muscle, it hurts, but that means your muscles are growing. When you learn something new, it's difficult, but that means your brain is developing. When you step out of your comfort zone, it's scary, but that means you are becoming stronger. Michael Jordan didn't make his high school basketball team. He went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. He could have given up and told himself he wasn't meant for basketball, but he chose pain. He trained every day until he became the best. Pain is not a reason to stop. It's a sign that you are on the right path. Fear is a compass. If you're afraid of something but deep inside you want it, that's your direction. Ask yourself, what do you dream of but are afraid to try? What decision are you postponing because of fear? Or does your fear say, don't go there, but your intuition whispers, that's your path? Most often, fear is a sign that this is exactly where you need to go. If it wasn't important to you, you wouldn't be afraid. Acknowledge it. Don't run from fear, don't hide it. Say to yourself, yes, I'm scared. But that won't stop me. Break it down. What exactly scares you? Judgment? Losing money? Start small. If you're afraid to quit your job, try a hobby first. If you're afraid of public speaking, start with one person. Act despite fear. You will never feel fully ready. That feeling of, I just need a little more preparation, will never go away. Act now. Fear disappears only in motion. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin, used to say yes, then figure it out. He started businesses in industries he knew nothing about. Because he understood, fear should never be a reason to say no. When you start doing what scares you, magic happens. Fear stops controlling you. You realize that most fears are illusions. You begin to feel truly alive. You either live in fear and choose safety, or you move through fear and choose freedom. Find something you fear, but know you want. Take the first step right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. Feel the fear, but do it anyway. Because real growth always begins where fear lives. Are you ready? You are waiting. Waiting for inspiration to start. Waiting for the perfect moment to take a risk. Waiting for fear to disappear, for confidence to appear, for everything to become clear. But life does not wait for you. Pushpin, a year from now you may wish you had started today. Karen Lamb, every day you postpone action, you lose time, the only resource you can never get back. You can regain money, health, even relationships, but time, never. You might think you have good reasons. I'm not ready enough. I need more knowledge. I'm afraid I'll fail. I don't know where to start. But the truth is, these are just excuses. The real reason is fear. You're afraid of making mistakes, afraid of judgment, afraid of failure. But you know what's scarier? Looking back 10 years from now and realizing you never even tried. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Zig Ziglar. Do you think confidence comes first and then you act? No. Confidence appears only through action. Imagine learning to drive. The first time you sit behind the wheel, everything seems complicated. Pedals, mirrors, gear shifts. You feel nervous. But the more you drive, the more confident you become. The same applies to life. Confidence is the result of action, not the cause of it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Pushpin, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Chinese proverb, there will never be a perfect moment. There will never be a complete feeling of readiness. Successful people are not those who waited, but those who started despite everything. The biggest mistake is thinking that action must be something huge. No, a small step is enough. Want to start a project? Write a one-page plan. Want to change jobs? Update your resume. Want to get fit? Do 10 squats right now. Small actions create momentum, and momentum leads to big changes. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. You can't eat an elephant in one bite, but you can eat it piece by piece. The same goes for any task. Break it down into small steps and start with the first one. Instead of I want to write a book, I will write 1 page today. Instead of I want to learn a language, I will learn 10 words today. The longer you think, the more you doubt. The best way to avoid analysis paralysis is to immediately move to action. Lightbulb 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. The only man who never makes a mistake is the man who never does anything. Theodore Roosevelt. Successful people are not those who never failed. They are those who fell and got back up. Mistakes are lessons. The sooner you start making mistakes, the sooner you'll succeed. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. James Clear. Motivation comes and goes. But if you have a system, you keep moving forward even when you don't feel like it. Want to write? Write for 30 minutes every day, no matter the inspiration. Want to run? Lay out your running shoes next to your bed every night. Small habits change lives. You feel an energy surge. You become more confident. You realize that fear was an illusion. You understand that life gets exciting when you move. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Mark Twain. Think about what you've been postponing for a long time. Identify one small step you can take right now. Take that step immediately. Stop waiting. Start living. Now.